Captain's log, stardate 032620. We are now into our second week of governor-imposed home quarantine because of the coronavirus here in Illinois. Unless you have to go to work. Well, I don't have to go to work since I work for the state. We are off work, and so I'm having like a really long vacation here. So, we are at day one of straw bale gardening. Hopefully you saw my previous video just about, grabbing up some straw bales wherever you may be able to find them and setting them in place. This year, as I mentioned before, I'm using new bales, which is not the best. It works fine, but I've had better success in the past with bales that are like a year old because, as you can see, I'm looking close up here. These are newer bales. These are from last year. We already got little weed seedlings sprouting through there, which is basically the only type of weed problem you'll have, and that's easily remedied. Just pull them out, clip them off, or whatever. So, we got our bales, got them set in place. North to south is always the best if you're able to, so you can get full sunlight from sun up to sun down. You need to find yourself some cheap lawn fertilizer, and I mean when I say cheap, if you've got stuff left over from the previous year that you use, it works fine too. It should be at least 10 parts nitrogen, which works fine. Last year I've upgraded that. As you can see, I'm going to be using 30 parts, which does nothing more than just helps to break the bales down a little faster. You want to get these bales cooking before you plant. You want to get them heating up, some heat, some stuff going on inside them. And that's why this is like a 10 to 12 day process. And so on day one, you just simply you get your fertilizer. Each bale gets 1/2 cup. Got my trusty little measuring container here. 1/2 cup. I mean, you make yourself a nice little fertilizer shaker. I'm just using old Folgers coffee can. They work fine. Punch a few holes in the top for even distribution. And you just use it like a big salt shaker. And simply go down to each bale. And you just cover each one with this 1/2 cup of fertilizer. You want to get clear out to the edge, clear out to the ends on each one. Okay? All of it. You can get some in the sides, that's fine too, but you'll think you're putting on too much, but trust me, you're not. You want it all on there. Okay? And so we're going to do that for each one of these bales. And then simply, you simply take your hose and you want to wash it in so that it's not sitting on top of the bale. You kind of got to be careful here too. You want to wash it in, but you don't want to wash it all the way through, so it goes clear through the ground, because obviously then it's not doing any good. So that's what we do. On each one of these, however many bales you have, you can set them up however you want. And 1/2 cup, and wash it in. Now the ideal water source is supposed to be warm water, which I don't know about you folks. I don't have an outside spigot that spits out warm water. And I am not about to, carry bucket after bucket after bucket of warm water from the inside to the outside. Not necessary. Cold water from your garden hose works fine. It may, depending on what area you live in, it may slow down your decomp process just a little bit. It's been no problem for me. In the past, like I said, I think this is my 8th year of having a straw bale garden, and I've had as many as up to 45 bales. Living here now in Mr. Lincoln's hometown, I don't have quite as many because I've got some other science projects I'll be doing throughout the summer out here in the back. So anyway, any cold water, cool water, warm water, any of that's fine. So that is all you have to do for day one. And this is, like I said, this is like a 12-day process. So day 2, all you have to do is just water them all again. No more fertilizer, just water. Water each bale. And you're trying to get them saturated to the point where you see water actually running out like through the bottom. When you see water running from the bottom of the bales, you've got it as wet as it needs to be. Day 3 is another half cup of fertilizer, and again, wash it in. Day 4 is only water again. Day 5, go back to a half cup of fertilizer for each bale and wash it through. And day 6 is, again, just water. We're going to stop there. I'll come back, after day 6, and we'll review and we'll add on to that. But that's it. It's a little tedious here in the beginning. Everybody gets ready. Of course, it's a little early to be planting here in Illinois anyway, in Zone 6. It's a nice day out today, but we haven't had a whole lot of sunshine so far. I tried to start some tomato plant or tomato seeds and green pepper seeds inside in here in my sunroom.